Imagine waking up 50,000 years ago with a fever. No hospitals, no doctors, no antibiotics, no painkillers, no ambulance coming to save you. Just you, your tribe, a cold night, and a sickness inside your body that nobody fully understands. Today, when we get sick, we take medicine, drink soup, rest in bed, and search symptoms online. But ancient humans had none of that. So how did they survive? How did our ancestors fight infections, injuries, fevers, parasites, food poisoning, childbirth complications, broken bones, and mysterious diseases without modern medicine? The answer is more surprising than you think, because ancient humans were not helpless and they were observant, they were experimental, and they were tougher than most of us can imagine. The first medicine ancient humans had was not a pill. It was knowledge. They watched the world carefully. If someone ate a certain leaf and felt better, they remembered it. If someone chewed bark and their pain reduced, they remembered it. If a plant caused vomiting, sleepiness, bleeding, or death, they definitely remembered it. Ancient humans learned medicine the hard way, through trial, through error, through survival, and sometimes through death. One person's mistake became the tribe's warning. One person's recovery became the tribe's treatment. Slowly, generation after generation, humans built a hidden pharmacy from nature. Plants became their medicine cabinet. Some leaves helped with wounds. Some roots helped with stomach pain. Some barks reduced fever. Some plants helped calm the body. They may not have known the word infection. They may not have known about bacteria or viruses, but they noticed patterns. They knew that dirty wounds could become dangerous. They knew that some herbs helped wounds heal better. They knew that smoke, heat, washing, and covering wounds could make a difference. This was not science in the modern sense, but it was survival science, a science written in memory, scars, and experience. But plants were only one part of survival. The real reason many ancient humans survived sickness was because of something even more powerful: the tribe. When a person became sick, they were not always abandoned. In many cases, they were cared for. Someone brought them water. Someone kept them warm. Someone protected them from animals. Someone gave them food they could actually eat. And that mattered, because sometimes survival is not about having the perfect medicine. Sometimes survival is about staying alive long enough for your own body to fight back. A fever could pass, a wound could close, a stomach illness could end. But only if the sick person had rest, warmth, water, and protection. Without the group, sickness was almost a death sentence. With the group, there was a chance, and this is where the human immune system enters the story. Long before medicine, the body was already fighting. Fever was not just a symptom, it was a weapon. When the body heats up, it can make life harder for some invading germs. Pain was not just suffering, it was a warning system. It told ancient humans, stop moving, something is wrong. Vomiting and diarrhea were not random. They were emergency exits, the body trying to throw out something harmful. So ancient humans survived sickness partly because their bodies were already ancient machines of defense. But there was a darker side. Many did not survive. A simple cut could become deadly. A bad tooth could turn into a serious infection. Childbirth could be dangerous, and contaminated water could wipe out a group. A disease that we treat today in a few days could have ended a life back then. Ancient survival was not clean. It was not easy. It was not romantic. It was brutal. Every sickness was a gamble. Every fever was a battle. Every recovery was a small miracle. But here's the powerful part. The people who survived passed something on. Not just their genes, their knowledge, which plants helped, which foods were dangerous, which water sources were safe, which wounds needed covering, which symptoms meant trouble. This knowledge traveled from parent to child, from healer to apprentice, from tribe to tribe, and slowly, over thousands of years, human medicine began. Not in a laboratory, not in a hospital, but around fires, in caves, in forests, in deserts, in the desperate moments when someone was sick, and someone else refused to let them die alone. So how did ancient humans survive sickness? They used plants, they used observation, they used rest, heat, water, and food. They used their immune systems, but most importantly, they used each other. Because before medicine became science, it was care. Before hospitals had walls, the tribe was the hospital. Before doctors wore white coats, someone sat beside the sick, brought them water, kept them warm, and waited through the night. And maybe that is the oldest medicine humans ever had. Not a plant, not a tool, not a cure, but the decision to care for someone who might not survive. Ancient humans survived sickness because they learned, adapted, experimented, and protected each other. And every time we take medicine today, Every time we go to a doctor, every time we survive something that once would have killed us, we are living at the end of a story that began thousands of years ago with a sick human beside a fire and another human refusing to walk away.